Okay, so the thing that I'm going to try to explain in this video is something that I find to be crucial for RJ recovery. And I'm going to explain this by using an analogy with video game mechanics. So if you know, there are these kind of role-playing video games where you play a hero, a main character, and you have to level up this character, and then you can go into dungeons and fight monsters and get loot and experience points and whatever. So I find in RJ, the dungeon where your fight is taking place is the realm of thought. So when you go into your thoughts, when you go into your thought movies, it's like going into the dungeon, and there seems to be a very strong pull that pulls you into this dungeon. You always feel the need to go there to find the magic weapon or find the magic key, so you can finally feel fulfilled. But I would argue that constantly going to the dungeon and getting beat up, so you notice at the moment you're constantly going to the dungeon, but you're getting beat up. You're getting beaten up, you feel exhausted afterwards, you feel worse than before, much worse than before, and you probably have often heard me saying that the connection with the present moment will bring peace of mind, will bring about a more calm mind, more clarity to your whole situation, your whole reality. Because if you can change your brain, if you can change your mind, the whole reality will follow, because it is your mind which is creating your personal reality in the first place. So that's crucial to understand. So now what happens to many sufferers from RJ is, when you want to stay present, when you get really in the now, when you think about, okay, I want to be present now, it can feel almost as if you're cheating yourself. It can almost feel like an easy way out, like, oh, I'm fleeing from my problems, I'm fleeing from the dungeon. There is the fight needs to happen there, right? I cannot flee from the dungeon. No coward. So it feels like you're tricking yourself if you go into the now. But now, my explanation would be this: constantly going to the dungeon without leveling up, without getting strong enough, will have no effect. It will just end in the same scenario, namely you getting beat up, you feeling bad about yourself, you having your day ruined. Okay? So how about a change? If you make it your top priority not to go to the dungeon, but stay in the zone, in the now, it's the training ground, it's the now. Here you're leveling up. Every minute you meditate, every time you punctuate your day with moments of present where you connect with the now, is leveling up your mind. And your mind is the only weapon that you have in the dungeon, so to say. Okay? So you have to commit to something. And if I'm going to commit to something, I'm surely not going to commit to living in the realm of fantasy. You know, the realm of fantasy, the dungeon, one day it seems very horrific, one day it seems calmer. It's constantly shifting, it's constantly changing. It's just ideas and thoughts and fantasies, imagined pictures. I'm surely not going to commit to that. If I'm going to commit to something, then I'm going to commit to right now, to reality, to the present moment, where people are actually alive, where I'm actually alive. The now is the only thing I have, and it's the only thing you ever had in the past, and it's the only thing you will ever have. You will always be in the now. Everything that happened happens in the now. So if I'm going to commit to something, I'm going to commit to right now. And what you will find is, if you stay here in the leveling up, in the training grounds, your mind will finally get the chance to relax, to get stronger, to get healthier. And then after some months of committing to this, if you then have another look at the dungeon, it will seem much less threatening, it will seem much less terrifying. You will be much better off handling the dungeon. And after some time, you won't ever even feel the need to constantly go to the dungeon, because your mind, your reality has relaxed to such a point, your security in yourself, your confidence, so to say, in yourself, the calmness that you have inside you will have reached such a point that you don't even feel the need to go to the dungeon anymore. And if you have a look at it, it will be much, much less terrifying, and it won't be able to hold you in its grip anymore like it does right now. So I hope by hearing this, now you get the confidence that when you're in meditation, to let go of these thoughts that tell you, oh, you're tricking yourself, you're avoiding the dungeon. No, I'm staying in the zone where I can truly level up, where I can truly get stronger. Because if I constantly switch back and forth, going to the dungeon, going to reality, going to the dungeon, going to the now, to reality, constantly switching between these places, the only thing you're doing is you're weakening your mind. You're creating a mind that is all over the place, that is totally exhausted, totally anxious mind, and totally unhealthy mind. You're just weakening yourself. Okay. I find this to be a very crucial message, and I hope by using this video analogy, it was clear enough for you. And if you have any questions, you can reach me under my email, which I will link in the description. So thank you very much, and take good care.